Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a really important topic: your right to protest in the Philippines and the powers the police have during these assemblies. This isn't just about theory, it's about knowing your rights in the real world. So, let's get into it. First things first, where does this right come from? It's enshrined in our 1987 Constitution, specifically Article 3, Section 4. It says, "No law shall be passed abridging the freedom of speech, of expression, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and petition the government for grievances." This is the bedrock of our democracy. It means you have the right to gather and voice your concerns. Now, how does this work in practice? We look to a law called Batas Pambansa 880, or the Public Assembly Act. This law is key because it balances your right to protest with the public's need for order. The general rule under BP 880 is that you need a permit to hold a public assembly in a public place. You apply for this at the mayor's office where the protest will happen. But here's a crucial point. The office of the mayor cannot just deny your permit because they don't like your message. The Supreme Court has been very clear on this. In cases like Bayon v. or Mita, the court emphasized that the right to peaceful assembly is a fundamental right. A permit can only be denied if there is a clear and present danger of a substantive evil that the state has a right to prevent. This is a very high standard to meet. It can't just be based on speculation or fear. There has to be solid evidence that the assembly will cause serious, imminent harm. So what happens if your permit is denied? The organizers can appeal to the appropriate court, and if the mayor's office doesn't act on your application within 2 working days, the permit is automatically considered granted. This is an important safeguard to prevent officials from just sitting on applications to block a protest. Now, what about protests without a permit? This is where it gets interesting. While the general rule requires a permit, there are important exceptions. BP 880 itself says you don't need a permit if you're reholding your assembly in a designated freedom park. Every city and municipality is supposed to have one. You also don't need a permit for gatherings on private property, as long as you have the owner's consent, or in the campus of a state college or university. This brings us to the concept of the heckler's veto. The Supreme Court, in Primicias v. Fugoso, affirmed that the fear of public disorder from a hostile audience is not a valid reason to stop a peaceful assembly. The responsibility lies with the police to protect the protesters from those who might want to disrupt them, not to shut down the protest itself. So, let's talk about the police. What are their powers during a rally? According to BP 880 and the PNP's own operational procedures, the police are there to ensure public safety and the peaceful conduct of the assembly. They are supposed to maintain a certain distance from the protesters and should not interfere with the rallying, unless absolutely necessary. The law is very specific. Law enforcement should be in their prescribed uniform and are generally prohibited from carrying firearms. The use of force is a last resort. If a protest becomes violent, the police must use calibrated and non-lethal responses first. Think dispersal with water cannons, not immediate arrests or physical force. The goal is always maximum tolerance. This principle, affirmed in many court decisions, means authorities should exhaust all peaceful means before taking any action to disperse a crowd. What if a rally without a permit is held outside a freedom park? The police are supposed to first negotiate with the leaders and ask them to disperse peacefully. If they refuse, the police can then proceed with dispersal, again, observing maximum tolerance. Arrests should only be made if a specific crime is being committed during the assembly. Simply being at an unauthorized rally isn't automatically a crime in itself. So, to recap, your right to protest is constitutionally protected. For public places, you generally need a permit, but its denial is strictly limited. There are exceptions like freedom parks. And police are bound by the rule of maximum tolerance, meaning their role is to protect, not to suppress, your right to be heard. Knowing these rules is empowering. It helps ensure that when you exercise your democratic rights, you do so from a position of knowledge and safety. This is how we keep our democracy vibrant and responsive. Thanks for watching. I hope this breakdown was helpful. If you learned something new, give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more explainers on your rights and the law. Stay informed and stay safe. See you in the next one.